A winter's day in a deep and dark December. Who recognises that song lyric? Okay, this was Thursday the 10th of December. Decided to call this film A Plethora of Peters because at one point I think we had 3 or 4 Peters all on the ball. Now I had prepared an all singing or dancing version of this, but with the misclick of a mouse it disappeared, and I've spent a lot of time on this already. So what we've got now is my commentary, a bit of the usual bland music, but 4 goals to look forward to, I think, at the last count. Okay, a bit of film freeze here. We're having trouble with this Pinnacle, our editing software. It's been used to make getting on for 400 videos, probably more than that, and it's getting a bit tired, it's getting a bit overloaded, and well, we just persevere. We've got over that little glitch anyway. So it's white bibs v black bibs, as usual. It's a second session. There's one of the Peters, Peter Collins, in his own half. Sweeper keeper, I think he was at this point, Peter. Steve Emerson trying a shot from distance, just wide. Steve doesn't usually play on a Thursday, but he's been able to get some transport, so he's attending on Thursdays for now. Peter Wright of Denton Youth, doing a good job of walking actually. Good to have Peter on board with us for a game. He's been meaning to try it for a while. There's another Peter, Peter Quinn. Oh, and David Moore loses his footing there. Ken Thomas plays it inside. Steve Amison's there to steer it away for an advantage kick in. We don't have corners in this game. Advantage kick in taken level with the apex of the D. Peter Collins. John Leach steers the ball towards the goal, but not quite accurate enough. There's Tony here talking about his hand warmers. He's not actually giving me the finger there. He's telling me just how handy his hand warmers are. Got them from Decathlon. Handy on a cold morning, literally. Tony Cravagan refereeing once again for us, second session. You don't mind this music, it's not bad, is it? I think it's tolerable. Steve Emerson punts the ball forward straight to Peter Wright, who's coming forward. Still in the first half here, not long to go in the first half. John Kenyon finds the side netting. Hard luck, John. So it's a free kick to the Blacks. Mike Taylor moving forward from his sweeper keeper roles. Walking back, walking well, Mike. Very seldom see Mike run, if ever. Good player. Okay, now we're right at the end of the first half here. I think the referee's about to blow his whistle sometime soon. Mike Caldwell with the free kick. Ken Roberts on 10 Thomas on top of the ball. Why do I keep saying Roberts? I don't know. So here's John Leach. Steve Stafford again, walking well there, going forward, unlucky. Ball's out of play. And I think we're into the second half now. Yep. Not sure of the score at this stage. I think it's 2-1 to the Whites. Do away with the music for now, I think. Oh, so I'm now competing with our Basset Toodle Floki, who's seen somebody walking down the path. He'll settle down in a moment. There's Peter Quinn there playing it out from his sweeper-keeper role. White's kicking right to left now. There's Clem on the far touchline. Clem White plays it inside to Peter Wright. Time, looking for his options. He almost finds Mike Caldwell. Bill Harrison comes away with it to John Leach, who scoops it out to, I think that's, I'm not sure, Joe Bemrose on. Oh no, Joe wasn't playing. No, sorry Joe. David Moore. Referee spotted an infringement and it's a White free kick. Oh, this music means something exciting's about to happen. And what a strike! What a goal from Clem White from the halfway line. You'll be well pleased with that. Well done, Clem. So that would make it 3-1 in my book. Got my abacus here. There's Vinnie O'Brien. So the opening lyric, a winter's day and a deep and dark December. More of that in a moment. But here's Bill Harrison who gets the ball. Oh, and he falls. But in the act of falling, he kicks the ball goalward and he scores. Well done, Bill. Well pleased with that. It's always nice for the individual when you get a goal recorded on film. I might just say that I've had 6 games into my own personal comeback and I've scored 12 goals and not one of them's been captured by video. Not that I'm bitter. Anyway. So, it's 3-2. Close game this, well selected teams if I do say so myself. It was a cool morning. It seemed to get cooler as the morning went on, in my opinion. Not everybody agreed with me, but I was standing on the touchline filming instead of refereeing as I had in the earlier hour. I'll be glad when winter's gone. Be glad when the year's gone, like most people, I think. There's Mike Taylor playing the ball across to Bill, who can't quite get it under control, and John Kenyon here, number 57, with the kick in. Peter Wright plays it back to Peter Collins. Mike Taylor retrieves the ball. We do the foot plant. That's it, Mike. Foot plant, and then you've got up to 3 touches. But Mike chose to pass out of his D there to Bill, who finds Steve Stafford with a good ball. Steve Stafford controls it. David Moore only finds Ken Roberts in white, but John Leach is on the far side with the ball. And he backheels it straight to the path of Peter Quinn, who finds Clem White. Clem White finds Vinnie O'Brien. A few woolly hats about. Bit scrappy at the moment, the game. There's Peter Wright. John Kenyon keeps it in play. Mike Caldwell in the middle. Peter Wright. Clem White. No repeat of his earlier success there. Hard luck, Clem. So Tony checking his watch there. I think there's still a fair bit of play to go. There's Graham on the far side there, marking out the pitch for the youngsters at the weekend. Busy man, Graham. And the ball rolls out of play. Peter Quinn to retrieve it. Yes, another shot of Graham there. Keeps the place pristine for us. We don't see him on a Tuesday so much these days, but he's a regular on a Thursday, which is great. White passing the ball. That's an effort from the Blacks that goes just wide there. So here we have Peter Quinn. Likes to take his time. Peter Quinn to Ken Thomas. Clem White on the ball. Finds Mike Caldwell there. John Kenyon outside him. Kenyon tries to steer the ball goalward, but not on target that time. Mike Taylor with the ball in the D. Looking for his options. Needs movement. Got a little bit there with Steve Stafford. And Steve Amerson going down the left. Here's David Moore, number 18. David Moore. Oh, and he's just wide there. Unlucky, David. Not been for a while, David. Nice to see him back on a Thursday morning. He picked up his new coat today. I hope it fits. Peter Quinn. To Peter Wright. To Peter Collins. Plethora of Peters. Peter Wright again. Steve Amerson jumps in. Oh, and that went very close. Unlucky Steve Stafford. Plenty of Steves, Peters, Davids, Allens. All popular names in the late 40s, early 60s. Late 40s, early 50s. Not so popular these days. More Kyles, Waynes, and a few others I can't be bothered to mention. Okay, so there's Steve Amerson. Mike Taylor, competent and solid. John Leach on the touchline plays it in, but Vinnie O'Brien almost manages to evade Peter Wright there, but Peter plays it forward. It's Steve Amerson. It's like a bit like pinball at the moment. There's John on the far side, John Leach. Tries his luck, but he's about a metre wide. Peter Quinn to Peter Wright. Oh! Peter Wright finds Mike Caldwell. Tight angle, Mike. Does it again. Toe pokes the ball goalward, and he finds the back of the net. Well done, Mike. Tight angle specialist. Steve Stafford with the kick-off. So does that make it... I've lost track of the score now. That must make it 3-2. I beg your pardon if I misled you earlier. I'm doing my best. I always say results matter, but they're not important. I think most people buy into that ethos. They do matter. Otherwise, what would be the point? But they're not important. Nobody's going to go home ruminating and fulminating on the outcome of these, I hope. Anyway, I'm not sure if I chose the correct words there. Ruminating, fulminating. I think ruminating means chewing. Anyway, I digress. 55, the double nickel. Bill's big 5-5 there, filling up the screen. John Leach. Oh, and he's robbed by Mike Caldwell, who nipped in legally there, I think. But John just dithering a bit too long. Mike Taylor blocks. And it's a white kick in. Great idea, all these bib numbers. We've had a lucky one drawn out of the hat this week. Jeff Griffiths won £20 when his number 76 was drawn out by Elaine Partington. And generously, Jeff has asked for the £20 to be donated to the Alzheimer's Society. Oh, and look at Peter Quinn. He was almost in his D there. But he wasn't. But I think that's a portent of things to come. Oh, David Moore. Unlucky David. That's the second time he's gone close. He's enjoying himself, David, out there. As is everybody, I think. Great sessions, these. Peter Wright. I know he enjoyed his first taste of walking football. Strokes the ball out to Ken Thomas. Bill Harrison in a great position. Oh, Peter Quinn did well there to stay on the edge of his D. Chances are plenty in this game. And even though there's no goalkeeper, with those tiny frame goals, it does. You need precision and skill to steer the ball home. Here's Mike Caldwell. He'll know all about that. Finds John Kenyon. Camera's just zoomed in a little bit too much there. But White's defending now. John Leach, long range to Peter Collins. Peter Collins is another player you won't see running. He has a particular style of moving that covers the ground, but he's not running. Everybody's got a different gait. None more so than myself. Mine's very different, in fact. There's Steve Amerson. Finds John Leach. Oh, Steve Stafford. Good football, Black. Steve Stafford. And Peter Quinn in his D before the ball, as VAR confirmed later. Good decision by referee Cravagan. Penalty kick, and it's tucked away by Steve Stafford from 14 metres. No mistake from Steve. So I think that's 3-3 now. I'm pretty sure it's 3-3. So we're on a different camera now, at slightly different angle. This is the camera with the slightly mucky lens that I told you about on the website. We were filming with it on Tuesday, got a bit wet, and I didn't clean the lens, so a little bit murky, but it captures the essentials. Oh! John Leach intercepts, and he finds the goal for the winner. Well done, John. Must be last knockings now, can't be long left. Everybody's delighted, elbow bumping and congratulating John there for his winning goal. John in the dark glasses. Yes, I think the whistle's about to go very soon. There's Peter Wright, who later described his first game in 10 years as awesome. So it's great to have you with us for the morning, Pete. And anytime you want to play, you're welcome. And that's the end. Congratulations all round of a very enjoyable and a very close game. Elbow bumping. I tend not to do that myself, but to each their own. Great to see everybody having a good time at Denton. There's Joe laughing. He really enjoyed the game. Denton Rock. I am a rock. I am an island. That's the film that the song that we referred to earlier, Simon and Garfunkel. And of course, I think the Latin meaning of Peter is the rock. So that's it from me, that's it from them, and that's it from us. Bye-bye. Hope you've enjoyed it.